Buying a discontinued car is one of the smartest ways to get something special without paying new car prices. When a model leaves the showroom, its story doesn't end. And in many cases, that's exactly when it becomes interesting. These cars often come from eras when automakers took more risks, built things differently, or experimented with ideas that don't fit today's market. Some were discontinued because consumer taste shifted. Others simply clashed with newer regulations or didn't sell in big enough numbers. But the key point is this: many discontinued cars didn't vanish because they were bad. In fact, some of the best cars ever built are no longer in production. When chosen wisely, they offer more character, more soul, and sometimes even more performance than anything you can buy new for the same money. 10 models stand out for their engineering strengths, unique value, and rising desirability, all while remaining excellent used purchases today. The Honda S2000 is a perfect place to begin because it remains one of the purest sports cars ever created. Even long after its discontinuation, enthusiasts still talk about its high-revving engine with near reverence. Under the hood sits Honda's legendary F20C or F22C inline-4, depending on the model year. The early F20C engine produced around 240 horsepower from just 2 liters, one of the highest specific outputs from a naturally aspirated engine at the time, and revved all the way to an astonishing 8,900 revolutions per minute. Later versions with the F22C provided more mid-range torque while maintaining Honda's signature responsiveness. Lightweight, perfectly balanced, and rear-wheel drive, the S2000 delivers a driving experience defined by immediacy and mechanical honesty. Nothing about it feels artificial or overly filtered. Used market prices reflect its cult-like status, with well-kept examples often ranging from about $20,000 to $30,000 and rare or low-mile models going significantly higher. The S2000 remains a shining reminder of a time when Honda built cars purely for people who love driving. Not far behind in terms of uniqueness is the Mazda RX-8, a car often misunderstood but deeply rewarding for the right owner. What differentiates the RX-8 is its rotary engine, a compact 1.3-liter Renesis twin-rotor design, producing as much as 238 horsepower in manual transmission models. The rotary's smooth, rev-happy nature gives the RX-8 an unmistakable personality. Few engines sound like it, feel like it, or behave like it. That lightweight power plant also contributes to near-perfect weight distribution, making the RX-8 wonderfully sharp in corners. It glides through winding roads with precision, almost like a precision tool crafted for driving enjoyment. Add to that the practical rear-hinged rear doors, and you get a sports car that's unexpectedly usable for everyday life. Rotary engines do require attentive maintenance, which is why a thorough inspection is crucial. But carefully maintained examples can still be found starting around $4,500, with cleaner, lower-mile cars reaching into the teens. For enthusiasts who crave something truly different, the RX-8 remains one of the most captivating discontinued cars available today. Moving from sports cars to something more rugged, the Toyota FJ Cruiser stands tall as one of the most desirable discontinued SUVs in the world. Its retro-inspired styling pays homage to the classic FJ40 Land Cruiser. But beneath the playful design is a serious, off-road-ready machine. Its 4.0-liter V6 produces around 268 horsepower and healthy torque, making it potent both on-road and off. With a body-on-frame design, a stout four-wheel drive hardware, and Toyota's reputation for bulletproof reliability, the FJ Cruiser thrives in environments that would overwhelm lesser SUVs. Many owners modified their FJs for off-roading, so careful inspection matters, but a clean, unmolested example can easily last for decades. The used market for these SUVs is surprisingly strong, typically ranging from $15,000 to $30,000 depending on mileage and condition, with some pristine editions climbing far higher. Demand remains so strong that many believe Toyota will eventually revive the model, a testament to how beloved it is. In stark contrast to the rugged FJ is the trio of Ford's old-school full-size sedans: the Crown Victoria, the Mercury Grand Marquis, and the Lincoln Town Car. Together, they represent the final chapter in America's long history of big, body-on-frame, rear-wheel drive V8 sedans. These cars weren't about cutting-edge technology or sharp handling. They were about comfort, simplicity, and durability. Many spent their lives as police cars, taxis, or chauffeur vehicles because they were cheap to maintain and built to survive abuse. Powered by Ford's reliable 4.6-liter V8, these sedans deliver a smooth, relaxed ride and a reassuring sense of durability that modern cars rarely match. They are the definition of honest, straightforward transportation. The used market is filled with affordable options, often between $5,000 and $15,000, depending on mileage and usage. For anyone who values comfort, ease of maintenance, and old-fashioned dependability, these cars offer outstanding value. Stepping into the world of European engineering brings us to what many consider BMW's greatest achievement, the E39 5 Series. Built between the late 90s and mid-2000s, the E39 is often described as the perfect balance of sportiness, luxury, and refinement. Its lineup included smooth, powerful inline-six engines producing around 225 to 240 horsepower in popular trims, as well as V8 options for those wanting more performance. The chassis remains one of the most balanced ever created for a luxury sedan, offering precise steering and a level of engagement that modern midsize sedans rarely match. Even today, an E39 in good condition feels special, not old, not outdated, just exceptionally well engineered. Used prices can vary widely, with decent examples starting around $8,000 and well-maintained low-mile versions reaching $20,000 or more. Enthusiasts continue to seek them out because they embody an era when BMW perfected the ultimate driving machine formula. For buyers wanting American muscle wrapped in a practical sedan body, the Pontiac G8 continues to grow in relevance. Imported from Australia and based on the Holden Commodore, the G8 brought rear-wheel drive, sharp handling, and muscular V8 power to a market that wasn't used to getting such a package from Pontiac. The G8 GT came with a 6.0-liter V8, producing around 361 horsepower, while the rare GXB variant took things even further, pairing its V8 with a manual transmission option. Performance was strong, the chassis was lively, and the car felt like a budget-friendly alternative to high-performance European sedans. Because the G8 had such a short production run, good examples have become desirable collectibles. Used prices generally range from $20,000 to $40,000 depending on condition and trim, with GXBs commanding the highest premiums. It remains a truly special sedan that disappeared far too soon. While the Pontiac G8 represented American muscle done thoughtfully, the Volkswagen Phaeton represented German engineering taken to an extreme. The Phaeton was Volkswagen's attempt to create a true flagship luxury sedan, built to standards usually associated with Bentley or Mercedes. It featured engines ranging from refined V8s to a monstrous W12, producing roughly 450 horsepower. Yet what truly set the Phaeton apart was not just its power, but its near-silent ride, exquisite materials, and obsessive attention to detail. Many people didn't understand the Phaeton when it launched, and its price tag made buyers hesitant to purchase a luxury sedan wearing a VW badge. As a result, sales were low and depreciation was steep, which now makes it a fantastic value. Used examples can often be found between $10,000 and $25,000, offering astonishing luxury for the price. Maintenance is the main consideration, but for someone who wants over-engineered comfort at a bargain, the Phaeton is unmatched. Another discontinued model that continues to gain appreciation is the Lexus SC430. Often described as one of the most reliable luxury convertibles ever produced, the SC430 was powered by a smooth 4.3-liter V8, producing around 300 horsepower. It offered a retractable hardtop, excellent build quality, and a quiet, refined ride. While some critics debated its styling when new, the SC430 has aged surprisingly well, gaining a following among buyers who want a trouble-free luxury grand tourer. Its used market prices typically fall between $8,000 and $20,000, making it an accessible way to enjoy V8 power and convertible comfort without the headaches often associated with European alternatives. If you want pure performance wrapped in a discreet sedan body, the Chevrolet SS is one of the most underrated modern performance cars. Built in Australia like the G8, the SS came with a 6.2-liter LS-derived V8, making more than 400 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, and an available manual transmission. Quiet, comfortable, and unexpectedly fast, the SS was the ultimate sleeper. It never became popular because GM barely advertised it and it looked understated. But today, that only adds to its appeal. Used SS models generally sell between $30,000 and $45,000, with certain manual-equipped versions fetching more due to their rarity. The final car worth highlighting is the Acura TSX Sport Wagon, a model that seems more desirable each passing year. At a time when wagons were already disappearing from the US market, Acura created a stylish, practical, and well-built wagon powered by a 2.4-liter inline-4 producing around 200 horsepower. It was efficient, comfortable, and handled better than most crossovers its size. The TSX Sport Wagon wasn't a big seller when new, but today it stands out as one of the most practical discontinued cars you can buy. Used prices typically range from $7,000 to $15,000, depending on condition and mileage, and clean examples are becoming harder and harder to find. So, you can see, these 10 cars show just how much opportunity exists in the discontinued car market. Whether it's the S2000's high-revving purity, the RX-8's rotary charm, the FJ Cruiser's rugged durability, the Crown Vic family's simplicity, the E39's balanced excellence, the G8's hidden muscle, the Phaeton's quiet luxury, the SC430's reliability, the Chevrolet SS sleeper performance, or the TSX wagon's versatility. Each model offers something unique that modern cars rarely replicate. Most importantly, none of them were discontinued because they were flawed. They simply belonged to eras or market segments that shifted. For today's buyer, that shift creates opportunity. With proper research and a focus on maintenance history, you can get a discontinued car that feels distinctive, rewarding, and in many cases, more enjoyable than many of what's being built today. If you found the video useful, be sure to hit the like button to support us. Thank you.